Hello everyone and welcome to a brand new video, and today we're back on Monoposto 2023. However, we've stepped 10 years into the past and we've got a 2013 mode on this game. We have the full 2013 grid and I want to say a big thank you. Yeah, that's a bit weird. Honda were not in F1 in 2013, but I couldn't find a Verne helmet, so we move. Same with Charles Peak. But anyway, back to the point. I want to say a big thank you to those in the Monoposto server like Ferrari, who took the time to make all of that possible. And a big thank you to Kyoza for giving me a custom Lotus Renault suit. It looks amazing. Now, the plan. We know that after the 2013 British Grand Prix, the FIA changed the tyre model back to the 2012 tyre model, which were less abrasive, less tyre wear, and all in all, a lot less action. And I always wonder, what would happen if they kept that 2013 tyre model? Well, we're gonna find out with this 11 race championship, and the first Grand Prix will take place in Zandvoort because we do not have the likes of Nürburgring, Korea and India on the calendar, so instead we've got Mexico and Qatar in place. And after doing a lot of research about the pace of these 2013 cars, eventually I managed to find a good pace and a good tyre wear for them. Maybe I need to change a little bit here and there, but let us get into a bit of action.
Box as soon as you can.
Go on, my son!
Yeah, with the settings I made, I'm really struggling with the understeer, especially when the tyres get to like around 70%. So I need another opinion on the settings I've made, so do copy those down, try and drive with them, and maybe prove that I'm not actually that good at this game. But anyway, let us get into a Grand Prix and see what the dynamic will be like racing in these 2013 cars. 5 red lights and we get underway from P3 in the Australian Grand Prix, a race that Kimi did end up winning in real life, so we're going to try and replicate that. But however, the start we have had has been absolutely shocking. We're being swarmed by the likes of Webber, Vettel, Massa, and even Grosjean managed to get through. Rosberg having a look here, going into turn 3. He will dive bomb me down the inside. And at the moment, I'm not going to fight it too hard. I am on the hard tyre. And like we saw in my last episode of Monoposto My Career, the hard tyre is actually quite OP for me. However, we have no idea what that will be like on this version of the game. We re-overtake Rosberg and get up to P7, but unfortunately, this is a little bit like league racing here, as we are in a massive train from P1 all the way down to where I am, even Rosberg, and maybe further back. Alonso is currently fighting Hamilton, and he's the only one that will be making a move or two in this moment in time as we begin lap 3 of the Grand Prix. Look at the understeer going through turn 1 and 2. The tyre wear will be awful. Look at that, way wide off the track, getting a warning. And I'm realizing with the way I've set up the cars, I can't turn. So getting warnings will be a very frequent thing when driving these cars. And if I didn't mention already, I am thinking about driving for this Monoposto mini-series Season 2 instead of just watching from the sidelines. Rosberg manages to get through up into P7, but it isn't really a problem, as now, on to lap 5 we go. His tyres will be probably around the 50% range at this point in time, and I'm going to fly back past him here into the quick left-right chicane. Not much Rosberg can do, and even if he did try to fight it, it would end up in a crash because I understeer like a madman, and Rosberg does end up doing the switch back there, and he gets up into P7, so not really much I can do. Even on the hard tyre, I don't really feel that advantage of tyre wear. I feel like the car simply will not turn. Now going into the left-hander, we brake so much later than the AI there, so we're going to fly around the outside back into P7. And I'm realizing that Massa has actually dropped out of that DRS train in the top 5. So I need to get a move on here. I'm going to drain all the battery into turn 1, wheel to wheel. Yeah, I don't think he's okay. But to be fair, there's a reason why the game gave him a penalty and not me. So I take no responsibility for that crash whatsoever. Safety car enabled as I disabled the virtual safety car, as you know, they didn't have that back in 2013. And into the pit lane we go. We kind of have to pit, otherwise we'll be on old tyres compared to new tyres, and we do not want that. I'll go in for the hard tyre, as at this point in time, I'm still committed to the 2-stop, but I'm going to have to go a long way on this hard tyre if I want to make it work, which it doesn't seem very likely. But anyway, safety car is going to end on this lap, and it's getting a little bit cloudy here at Albert Park. So maybe we could see a little bit of rain, which will relieve us from that awful tyre wear. But now, we're going to get, once again, underway here in Australia. Any minute now when the leader will cross the line. We are going green in Australia once again, and we're going to try and catch out Fernando Alonso, who was not weaving at the end of that safety car. So he may have a bit of cold tyres here. Not that that affects the AI, to be honest. But anyway, going into turn 3, the AI brake quite early here when bunched together. So we're going to go for it round the outside, cut him on the apex, and that is a beautiful move. A position gained already, and we're up into P4 now. So we've not only gained from that safety car, but we've gained massively. And we've got Grosjean up ahead, holding up Mark Webber. Hamilton in the lead, pulling away a little bit. And now up in front of me, Webber is going to try down the inside of my teammate. Going into turn 3, they nearly make contact. And now I want to try and get involved here, but I'm a little bit too far behind. So Webber moving up into P2, Grosjean down to P3, struggling with the pace a little bit here. And now I'm going to try and attack my teammate round the outside of the penultimate corner. It will turn to the inside. Grosjean will not really give this up, and I need to get ahead of him if I want to even think about winning this Grand Prix. But Grosjean will use the battery. Going into turn 1, will he have a look at Mark Webber? He will, but he can't really get a move on there. So that is a little bit frustrating, as now I'm kind of wasting a good opportunity to push on the new tyres behind my teammate. So here we go, into turn 3. We're going to try again around the outside. And this time, surely, we'll get the move done on the inside. But Grosjean holding it all the way around the outside. Great move from him, to be fair. But it is really costing me dearly here and allowing that Red Bull to get away. So now onto the back straight. Grosjean did not pick up DRS from Webber, so we are going to make that move nice and simply up into P3 now, and we're right behind the Red Bull. Now we just need to try and keep up with him, as he is going to try and hunt down the race leader, Lewis Hamilton. However, behind me I do have a problem, and that is Sebastian Vettel on the soft tyre, really up the rear of my car. But Grosjean will dive bomb the hell out of him at turn 3, and he got the move done, to be fair to him. What a move from the Frenchman, and we really need that. We need a gap between me and Vettel, and Grosjean does a brilliant job. And now moving on to lap 13, Hamilton has been overtaken by Webber. I am trying my best to really stay in DRS, and I've gotten another warning just from the understeer at that corner again. That corner will definitely prove to be difficult. I need to be careful, otherwise if we get another 2 warnings, we will get a penalty. But moving forward now onto lap 15, I've finally caught up to these two, who are still battling for the race lead. What a battle! Webber down the inside of Lewis Hamilton. I'm going to try and take advantage here, but there is absolutely no way I'm going to be able to hold that round the outside with the understeer we have. So I'll have to stick behind for now and let them battle. It's a great opportunity for me to recover my battery, or should I say the kinetic energy recovery system. Is that what it was called? Anyway, moving forward, we've got a yellow flag in Sector 2 and Sector 3. I'm not sure what has happened. However, I did find out later on that Nico Rosberg was the car involved, and you're going to see him down the order for whatever reason. I'm not sure what has happened to Rosberg in this Grand Prix, but he isn't having a good day. Meanwhile now, we move on, and I'm going to pick up my 3rd warning at the same corner. So definitely now it's time to go into the pit lane. I can't drive in these tyres anymore, and we've been undercut by Mark Webber, meaning he will be a few seconds up the road. And for now, I'm going to take a risk. I'm going to switch to a 3-stop strategy, and we're going to put on the soft tyre, and later on we'll put on the medium tyres to the end. So now we're just going to want to push and see what we can do when we actually have good tyres on the car. I will exit the pit lane behind Maldonado and just in front of Jenson Button, which is an absolute relief. We do not want to be stuck behind him on new tyres, especially with the way that the hards wear out so quickly. Imagine the soft tyres. So we quickly get ahead of Maldonado. Thankfully, he doesn't take me out as back in the day. Maldonado, the absolute GOAT, would be an absolute nightmare for other drivers, especially in 2013. Moving on now, we've set the fastest lap of the Grand Prix by nearly a second. We are rapid on the soft tyre, and we've caught up to Fernando Alonso and my teammate and Vettel, holding up a little bit of a train here. And now we're going to try down the inside of my teammate into turn 1. And again, Grosjean doesn't make life too difficult for me. I'm up into P3 already. We are flying on the soft tyres. However, unfortunately, these are going to start wearing out soon enough. And for what it's worth, I believe we have used these tyres very well. But unfortunately, we still need to overtake Vettel. We push over the limit and we get a 5-second time penalty at the same corner again. Oh my god. What is it with that corner? I'm not sure. I guess the drop-off kind of hits you really quickly, and you kind of don't really realise it until it happens. And now making a move on Vettel. Cut. And now making a move on Vettel on the main straight. Nothing happened the lap before, I promise you. And now we move on to lap 22. We are in the lead of the Grand Prix. However, Webber decided to box early, so we now have to respond to that undercut. But we're going to lose so much time due to the tyres being deadified already. So into the pit box we go. We're going to double stack with Grosjean, and that is a very interesting way to double stack. Well in, Roman, yep. I didn't know that you could do that. But anyway, we're going to now move on to the most important stint of the Grand Prix, and that is the medium tyre stint at the end. We came out of the pit lane in P3. Hamilton ended up pitting a few laps later, and he's now pushing to try and gain back the time. And the most important thing, really, was avoiding the back markers, which Webber did a great job at. I got a bit held up, which will not be good with my 5-second penalty. So now, it will be touch and go if we will get a podium in this Grand Prix. Webber wins in Australia. I will finish in P2 on the road. And now we have to wonder about Alonso. He will cross the line, and the gap is just about more than 5 seconds. So we do end up on the podium. It may not be P2 like we deserve, but we will get that P3 finish in the end. But there you go. That was a race in Monoposto 2023-2013 edition. Let me know if you did enjoy that, and let me know if you want me to drive in the Monoposto mini-series Season 2, or if you want me to spectate. I don't really mind. But that is the end of today's video. Another big thank you to those guys in the Monoposto Discord server for all of this. You know, just seeing the old liveries, the old pictures, it is absolutely insane to look at. And of course, be sure to like and subscribe for more content. And I will see you all in the next video. Goodbye.
What it really means to live life golden. Yeah, we're golden, baby girl, we're golden. They're about to see it shine, 'cause we're golden.